coming in from Reggie. He wants to know, is there one formation that has it all? And so last week we promised we would do a Patriots offensive playbook breakdown. We got sidetracked because we ended up giving away a different scheme.
Yeah.
But Patriots offense is really, really good. They have gun split close.
Yep.
They've got some good 5 wide.
Mm-hmm.
They've got some good single back too. They have tight slots, which we broke down last week.
Yep.
But they've also got this one formation that's changed a little bit. What makes this a complete set, and what do you like about it? What is it?
Yeah, so the one set I would say that currently right now with the state of the game, with Audibles and everything you're looking at, I would say that the gun A slot offset in the New England Patriots playbook, I think pound for pound, is the best formation in the game when you take into account audible sets. I'm not talking like all plays, because I would still say gun bunch is there. I think gun bunch tight end probably better. I think gun tight flex is very good. But when you look at the audibles that you have and the plays at your disposal from this, it is a complete set. You can kind of live in this formation all game, and with your audible set, you have a lot of success with it. So if you take a look at this gun A slot offset is the formation we want to take a look at. And let's just first quickly go over some of the plays, what makes it so effective. So you have an inside zone. Let's do a quick audible down. Then you have what I love, posts. Post has been a powerful play in Madden for a very long time. We're talking Madden 09 Detroit Lions playbook. Post is that good for that long. You get a PA bubble. I don't love the play action, but you do have a bubble, so you do have a screen at your disposal. Then I absolutely love having 0-1 trap. So if you become run heavy with this offensive formation, you come out 0-1 trap. You have inside zone to kind of crank the run off the left edge. 0-1 trap for short yardage situations. 0-1 traps, halfback whams require specific setup to stop them, which then opens up other things. That's what's good about having an 0-1 trap and an inside zone.
Later in the show on this channel, you can check and see 0-1 trap and wham defense later in the show.
And then you have what I think makes this one of the most balanced, one of the most potent offenses by default in the game, is that levels Y sail is your quick audible right. So that's something that's really important to note, is that the levels Y sail is your quick audible right. And then also take a look at this China double in. This is a very unique play that you have at your disposal. You have a levels concept on the left, you have a sail concept on the right, and then a very deep corner as well. So it's a very unique play. You don't find it in, I think this is the only playbook in the game that has this variety of it. So it's a nice little wrinkle to add into your level sail, because you have that sail on the right, they're going to take that away, and then you have a levels concept underneath, like a mesh, two routes underneath and a deep corner. But let's first come out and let's just show you how we like to start with a passing offense. It all starts with the play posts. So on offense, what'd you come out here for?
So I came out in cover 4. Would you say this is a if you're a type of player, you say I'm a pass heavy player, I'm a run heavy player. This is more of like a balance slash pass heavy scheme.
You could be whatever you want in this. If you wanted to be run oriented, you come out in 0-1 trap, and you focus everything around that. If you want to come out and be a pass player, you focus everything around this play posts. This play has everything you need to create a powerful offense. And the first thing that you would do with this is there's only one hot route to the base setup, and that's putting your left tight end here, that's Allen, on a drag. So it's coverage audible Y, and then right on the stick down, you then put him here on a drag pattern, and then that's what opens up everything else up for your offense to run. So if you go ahead and play defense here, so the drag opens up the route on the right side of the field. It gives you somewhat of a sail concept on the right side, because you have a corner, then you have the drag underneath to make them have to take away the hard flat, make them take away the deep corner as well. Now off of that, you create a very hard situation for a user defender. You're going to force them on the right side of the field to play a hard flat, because that drag will always be there. And then you're going to force them to man up Gronkowski, okay, because they have to take away that corner. Now what ends up happening now, you then force them to user guard Lewis, which then can open up Hogan or Cooks downfield, depending on what they have on the opposite side of the field. Now in this instance, you're in a cover 4, and that's okay. So right now, like if you go over there, then that's going to open up. Now cover 4 probably not the best way to try and slow this down, but you probably play cover 3 again, like resource underneath. But the base setup of this, it really gives you a lot of things you're doing here. So what I like to do is use a motion with Hogan, because if it is man, the motion will give him a free release, and then the corner, he'll win on the cut. So free release there, and then when he cuts on the sideline, if he's got good route running, that's why I use the motion there. I also want to avoid press in some zone situations. So when you put him in motion, he will he'll
avoid the press if it's like a flat guy lined up in front of him or whatever.
Right. So now if you play Cloud Flats, just play Cloud Flats for me here real quick.
Here goes, got him.
So there's Cloud Flats. If I run this play now, that will open this up underneath right here to Allen. So it just depends on who you're using there in this instance. So one more time. So give me a cover 3. Give me a cover 3. Cover 3 with Cloud Flats.
Able here.
So Cloud Flats on the outside. That's what then opens up the drag here. Because if they want to take away the corner, you have the underneath drag here. This is the way you look at this. Is if you watch Bunch Trail, the way we run that play, we put the out to the halfback, out to the far left receiver to open up and take those, like, attack that short part of the field on the left and right side. And that's what we want to do with this offense as well. So
Patriots playbook here.
Right. So now this route to the halfback is very difficult to defend. He runs a crisp route.
Short. Yeah, he runs it pretty well.
He runs a really crisp route. And then the next thing I want to note about this is on the left side of the field, you can leave it by default stock. And then what I would recommend on that, I would, in most cases, probably now get rid of the Gronkowski route because one zone without a flat on that side can take away the Gronk route, or they man him up. So you really need 2 routes for that route to be super valuable. So then I would like to do is I streak him, and now you create a high-low read with Lewis or Gronk.
Yeah.
Are they going to drop down and take Lewis?
Right.
Okay, I wait for them to clear the zone.
Like against like cover 2, if I'm going to try and play short, you could pop past the Gronk potentially.
And then the next move there would be to put Gronk on an in. So he runs his route, he clears through, and then you see how you have 2 kind of reads right in the middle of the field that mesh well, will attack a lot of zones. And then you have, you still have the route combination on the left, you have a flat, and you have a corner.
That looks very similar to gun split close, fullback trail.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you have both kind of routes coming across.
So what's great is now, with one play, I'm able to attack you on the right side of the field really well with the drag in the corner, and then the angle of the halfback. But then with just one quick adjustment, now I completely changed the entire flow of the offense, and now I'm attacking on the left side.
Right.
From the same place, same motion, everything looks the same. Now you have to protect the left side of the field here, and then, oh, by the way, I know you're going to cover 4, so I don't want to throw that, but I got the deep post to backbreaker. So when someone goes to a cover 2, when they go now cover 2 now, I now have a way to just absolutely torch you in the middle of the field if you're protecting that. You don't get a good pass rush on me, right? So once they get to that situation right there, bang, now I deliver. A lot of people are now playing cover 2 again with some of the new patch zones, which make it pretty good. So this one play has so many possibilities in terms of what you can do. I mean, the whole nother aspect of this scheme is something along the lines like this, right? If I streak Allen, okay, this is a great way. A lot of people, I say, how do you beat cover 4s, right? A great way to beat cover 4 is these delay crossing patterns. We're going to show you more specific plays later in the show, but if I streak Allen here, and now I use motion, just like I do on the other plays, I'm going to leave Hogan on that route. I'm going to snap him over here, and then I need time in the pocket. And then you see the crossers right there with the halfback and then Hogan underneath. The halfback cross will get the attention of these zones or the user, and then you have the deep post style behind it with Hogan. So there's so much you can do.
That's a spot that elite players, pro players attack constantly. Like, they have nothing, and then all of a sudden they hit the throat, coming across on the numbers towards the sideline, behind a flat or behind like a purple, but in front of the deep because of the angle, the PA post, like the PA post style plays. That route right there is critical for top players.
Right. So it was really difficult for your opponent to key in on what to attack and where to go with this. And let's not forget, you can do the same thing over here. What I like about with Cooks here is if you get into a 3rd and like 5 situation, you can smart route this Cooks route. You can't do it in practice mode, but you smart route the Cooks, and then you motion them over. And now you have a corner route you can throw on that sideline.
Like a quick hitter.
A quick corner, but it has to be in the right spot. You snap it. He'll run the corner.
Route. Yeah, I got it.
He runs it crisp. You throw a down away pass. But you see how that works there?
Yep.
Right. So you can utilize that post there as well. So there's a lot you can do, and that's just this one play posts. I mean, let's talk about motion Lewis out of the backfield, right? If it's a short zone, if there's no, right in this instance, you're on Mosley, right?
Yeah.
Let me see the zone. See how there's no defender over there?
Right.
This is a snap. If I know that, snap, give him the ball. Snap and give him the ball, right? There's so many little nuances that you can run with this just one play that can make it really difficult for your opponent to key in on what you're doing. Move Lewis to the back on the left side here. Now he runs a different angle here.
Yeah.
He's going to get into a different spot.
You don't, and so visually right now, we're all pattern recognizing players. that pattern of Lewis coming out of the backfield, like that's gonna stall your brain in the first 1 or 2 times you see it. You expect him to run like a quick out.
Right.
Like when he goes up through the guard and center, you're like, hey, what route is it? Oh, it's an angle. Like when you see him start from the right side, you know it's an angle.
Right.
But because he's on the left, your brain, there's not a lot of routes with that stem. The only other ones like the 4 verticals one sometimes when they come up and they bang quick to the left, but that's different.
So Farrell, just do this for me. They're saying run cover 4 drop. Okay, if you just cover audible RB up on your linebackers, now blitz the right side linebacker. Okay, now you're in cover 4 drop. So now you have cover 4 drop.
Okay.
They wanted to see like, okay, how does this work against cover 4 drop?
Yep.
It absolutely will be pretty effective for you, even if you had one more hook. One more hook's not gonna be the end all break all for a lot of what's going on in the field. Just gives you more time in the pocket to make a play. So
deep beat route.
you can see that deep beat route right there.
Yeah.
It's right there. It gets open. That route's not going to get there. That's going to require a cloud flat over there. The name of the game of Madden is to make your opponent use their resources to stop certain things, and then you come back on top of them with something different and attack them a different spot. The game starts like this. You need to be able to show them that you can beat man. You then need to be able to show them that you can attack both short flats at all times. So now they go, okay, can't play man, because they're going to torch me. Then they go, oh, well, I have to play hard flats on both sides of the field. And then you need to show that you can attack both deep corners at the same time, okay? Because then they have to protect the deep corners. And then you can show them you can attack the seam. Good luck. Good luck. And that's what this one play can do. It can attack everywhere on the field.
Because here's what's very interesting about this play. Show me the setup where you have Lewis coming across the middle and then Gronk on the in.
Yep.
So say if you only ran that setup against me constantly,
right.
The first thing I would do is I would then start to use this player over here.
Right.
Because I'm like, he never goes to the right side of the field, which you even do have Hogan, but like I would start to cheat over here.
Right.
And then you could just easily go back to potentially right, but I'm so ready for levels, I'm so ready for that corner like that. I'm eventually gonna get burnt by that Gronk route and I'm just not ready
right, I get what you're saying, yeah.
For it.
Right.
Because you're flowing constantly to the left there. This formation in my brain as a Madden player says Lewis on a flat, Gronk on a corner.
Right.
All the time. That's what I'm thinking when I come out in this. So I wouldn't have the tendency to do that, so you would be able to flood me to the left pretty easily before I started to make some adjustments, and then you could always go back to them. So those are a couple good things. That's just one play in this Patriots formation. Gibbs, go back out to the play call screen real quick. Show them. This is Patriots Playbook Shotgun. It's the second or third formation. Slightly different name change from last year. It's the gun ace slot offset. We ran you through all the plays, but what makes it the most complete formation, obviously that post play is one of the most complete plays because you just showed all the areas you can attack, but the quick audibles in this was what you were most like excited about. Right. So let's bump through those. Right,
so we'll come back out and post again. So this time just come out in 3-4, drop cover 2, cover 4, because that's what everyone wants. 3-4 odd, go up. First play. Alright, so now we're in this 3-4 cover drop 2. This is a lot of people are facing. We're going to go over this a little later as well. But a lot of people are facing this. It is a difficult defense. It's a lot of coverage. That's why people run it, right? And it's good. So it forces mistakes. You always see this defense as a very effective defense at the beginning of the year. It's actually a pretty effective defense throughout the entire year because bend but don't break, and that's the purpose of it, right? It's also good run D because you're in cover 4. Safeties will play up and play run first. So that's why it's a very good standard defense to play. The next thing off of this, right? Your quick audible to the right. It's X on the audible for Xbox One, and then it's the LB or right on the right stick. It gets you into level sales. Now this by default is one of the best plays in the game that people are running. So I make one adjustment on this, and I like to keep the same type of offense, same motion, everything you're seeing. So I'll either leave Hogan on that deep in, and I run it like a vertical because he stems long enough, and you can still throw it as a streak, or I put him on a streak, and this is like a pure cover 2 style beater, right? So I'll put Hogan here, I'll streak him here, I got Dwayne Allen there, Dwayne Allen here, so you have the 2 underneath routes, you force them to have a flat and a man up on the corner, or a Mabel on that side. Then you can do certain things like you could put Allen on a streak. So
they would have to hard flat.
Correct.
They would have to man up Gronk. Would they man up Gronk with Weddle, or would they man him up with?
They're gonna man him up. They're gonna man him up.
Or with the
well,
linebacker.
so let me. So one thing that you could see here, this is a more advanced setup, but regardless of your cover 4, whatever it is, what you're gonna see the best players in the world do: hard flat on the outside. You're gonna put the outside corner, put him on a. So do this. Go put him on a buzz. Cloud flat him.
Buzz here.
So it's A and then right on the D-pad?
A and then right on the D-pad. pad.
Oh, you can't get that on.
No, you can't get him because you don't
So
have
leave him on a soft spot. That's fine. Leave him on a soft spot. And then you got the hard flat there. Now take the deep safety.
Yeah.
You man up Gronkowski. This is even if you were facing like Gun Bunch. This is kind of what it looks like. So now the right side of the field, no matter if I run like PA post, if I run a play with the corners, that right side of the field is locked with that specific hard flat, soft squat, and that. Because if I run a vertical to Gronk, that's what you got to worry about. Well, he's manned up, so you don't have to worry about that. So the right side of the field on that setup is locked. That's the idea with that setup there. I guess until you're going to do that, the deep, slow safety. But the purpose is that's what you're going to force them to do. You're going to force hard flat, a buzz over there, and man. That will, in theory, slow that whole right side of the field down. Well, then that opens up your other routes, your other plays. So if you go cover 2 here, they're going to use their resources to slow down what you're doing. I could put Allen here on a vertical, put Hogan on a drag, not even use motion. If you don't get to that seam right there, that's a quick pot pass. You have to have that in your back pocket. You have to force them. A big part of the success of this formation is forcing this throw right here to Allen. Make them have to defend that because people will drop to a cover 2 to slow this down if they can. And then if you don't have that, you got the 2 underneath crossers. You got B to Hogan. You got the backside drag to Cooks that opens up as well. So that's your more like you want to attack them short. I would really recommend that that's how you attack them short. It is by attacking with display levels from left to right on the field. Now your quick audible to the left. This is one of the better power plays in the game. PA post shot. A variety of this is found in a lot of different playbooks. It's not just this. You're going to find this kind of route combination everywhere. Gun type flex, for example, in the Titans book that a lot of people are running, right? The same route combination exists from gun type flex. This is the same type of routes. So that's what's great about it. What's also good is that you kind of get the same flow that you can create here. So remember how we dragged Allen?
Yep.
Okay. What's great about dragging Allen here is you're not going to give them an initial tell off like the first route. They're like, I have to defend that. That drag route is going to be a very consistent route for you throughout this entire scheme. So now when you combo Allen on the same drag, but then change the other routes around it, that makes it a lot harder to figure out how to use her and defend this play. You also have the same post to Cooks. So really what's changing is the Hogan route and the Gronk route. And then you have the Lewis route. I like to block him because you got some deep verticals. So it takes time, yeah. It takes some time, but something's changed here. So you can have the route to Cooks, which is great against man-to-man. He'll get inside leverage and win. He also beats against cover 2. You have the route to Gronk. If you want to get Lewis in the pass game, I would recommend the flare left. That helps open up that Gronk route against cover 4s. Yeah. And then you also have this route to B that beats down the sideline here as well. These require a down and away passing, but there's that right there, that cover 4 beater that everyone wants, right? So if you get into a situation, you flare the halfback, Gronk runs vertically downfield, you're going to beat him there. And then you also have, I'll show you here, you need time in the pocket, let's not forget. So if you stay in that defense, Hogan, he runs his route, crisp. He's going to get to a tender spot in the field. That's a down and away pass right there. I need to let him break a little more. Pressure was coming in there. But that is the same idea. You want to get to a tender spot in the field with that route. You can also kind of get, somewhat cute with this offense if you want to use motion here. You motion Hogan over.
You got to be careful with the Allen route too. The Blues, to me, are a little bit dangerous. I like to get them on a drag quick.
But you can see how that is a way, like just to beat that cover forward to that sideline, you motion him over. Show that one more time. So base setup, drag Allen to keep the routes underneath. You flare Lewis left, motion Hogan over. This is an LB and down pass lead to the sideline to make sure that the safety doesn't break on the ball right there. And see how you down the way pass. I possession catch 90% of my throws this year as well because the possession, it also doesn't like when you go for a rack or go aggressive. They go for it to be a more aggressive route. They let the ball kind of travel downfield a little bit more. It makes it a little easier for safeties to clamp down and jump on the ball. So that's where I like to go with it. We'll show you a couple other plays from this. We'll go to the China play right here.
Good quick audibles. Really can attack.
China double in now. So here's China double in. What's good about this is now you have a corner on both sides of the field. So in this instance, what I would do here is I'd put Cooks on a smoke screen.
Yes.
And then I would take Hogan and I'd drag him.
I like this setup.
So now we're in that same territory again where we're running the same type of routes. Alan's going to have a vertical stem route. So it looks like level sail. You have level sail on the right. But the problem that the people will have is when Alan flares out. But okay, you covered him. Okay, well I got the smoke screen underneath.
Right.
Great wrinkle.
Aside from missing a deep post on this play looks a lot like the play from the trips that we went over last week that I ran like all game. Where you
X
have
under.
X under.
Only thing it's missing is the post, but you have other power plays mixed.
You can still hit the post from other plays in this set.
And again, I can't stress the importance of like a lot of these plays. They have different results, but they have different points of emphasis that like is where you want to go with the ball. But a lot of the base elements of it look the same, which makes it so difficult for a user defender to pick up on it. Right? Like they'll see the stem to Allen, and then they might immediately think, oh, he's gonna run a vertical. And so you be the user defender. This is classic when I've run this play. I've only played about 5 or 6 games with it online. I've done pretty well. But what will happen is you'll see the vertical stem, and they're going to be late on that. They'll keep running in the middle of the field with it. So just kind of pretend like he's going to run vertically there, and then in like a slight delay, I would throw to the underneath flat there. But that's what happens. And then next thing you know, you're going back to level sail, right?
Right.
You come back to level sail, and now you break on the corner. With that hook, right? You're gonna break on the corner because you know that corner's coming, and then you can throw the seam, right? So this is like what is going to get to that part that makes. While I think this is a very good offense, I think it's going to be a very hard offense to run because there's so many plays.
Right.
There's so many different hot routes, different nuances for you to run. It's going to take a lot to master it, perfect it. It's going to a lot of practice.
But it's nice that you can get to everything that you need without really having to get too wild.
Right.
You know. That's nice. That's nice. You can attack so many different parts of the field. You have the levels concept. That's what people are going to be looking for. So the angle's really nice. The Lewis on the play we showed.
Yep.
The deep post to Cooks is very good as a backbreaker style. Cover 2. I like that you have the quick seam throws. I like that you even just can make a simple mesh to Gronk.
Double drag.
It's almost like a single back ace style where it's pretty balanced with the motion. Like it's all together pretty balanced.
Let's not forget this, right? I mean, you option Lewis, right?
Yeah.
Do this, motion him out of the backfield. You can get him on a slant where you put him on an option. Now you run a little 5 wide, gun ace 5 wide, right? I mean, that's what this turns into. There's so much you can do. And the other thing that's great about these sets is when you run them, you have 2 tight ends. So you feel confident, okay, it's really dial up pressure on the left edge.
Right.
You always have a way to pick up pressure on edges. Right. And that's something that's, while a small thing about this set, you have pass protection on lock if you want it. Right, you can always pick up the blitz because you have a tight end on both sides of the field, so that really can help your pass protection, right? So, what's one of the weaknesses of level sail, right? One of the weaknesses is that you're using the tight end resource, you're using the halfback resource. You don't really have pass protection. Okay, well if you have this offense, if you're running it from a trips variety, you're not going to have the tight end, but now you can block a tight end, use slide protection, pick pressure off the left. There's a lot you can do with it. There's so much that's available to you, and we didn't even talk about the 0-1 trap run. I mean, it's a small thing, but it's an important thing. And I think for the way a lot of people might want to play the game, this is a great way to start and get in this offense. You come out on a 0-1 trap like this. You force them to have that specific defense to stop the 0-1 trap. You're gonna force them to stop that, take it away completely. The 0-1 trap is like a train. It's like a train track. There's some wiggle room. There's some place to go. But like once you're on that track, you're just kind of going. You're going downhill, and that's where you're going with the 1 trap. Very specific defense.
Whereas the inside zone, which is the quick audible, you can kind of pick the lane you want to go. If you see a cutback, or if you see potentially take it outside.
Bad stick.
Latrell Suggs is a beast.
Right. So bad stick there, and then you can I get over there. I can cut it back. I mean, everyone knows the inside zone how good it is.
Good combo.
Right. So it's a great way to have a run-oriented offense from this set, and a lot of times what you run into when you want to have a run-oriented offense from a playbook, you have like the inside zone. That's all you have from like a gun set usually, right? And then your quick audibles aren't usually not that great. You usually have like a 4 verticals is always one of your plays.
Yeah.
Well, when you come out in the 1 trap and you have the inside zone, those are 2 audibles. Well, now you got level sail as a quick audible, which is just by default one of the best plays in the game that people are using, right?
Right. So you don't have to call it to get it.
And then you have one of the best power plays in the game, PA post shot. So that is just dynamic to have at your disposal. that not a lot of other formations or offensive schemes really can give you in the game. So that's what I think, pound for pound, this is one of the best stock offenses you're going to find in the game.
That's the Patriots playbook here on This Week in Madden, weekly show here. We break down your questions. We